Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. It's Friday. We talk Rampage on Fridays. So we started off with the international title. On the line, we had Orange Cassidy versus Rocky Asuka Romero. And I'm not gonna lie, I was taken back when I seen Rocky got the jobber's entrance. I'm like, hold on, y'all doing my boy like that? Every time Rocky comes on AEW or Ring of Honor, he always have really great matches. So it kind of took me back to see that he was already in the ring by the time Orange Cassidy came out there. Whatever. Now, these two have a really great match, like super competitive. It was more of a two friends having a match and the best guy is gonna win, right? Now, it's really Orange Cassidy who put this match together. Rocky the other day was just talking about how he lost his CMLL title and how he wants gold on his waist, and Orange Cassidy pretty much just volunteered Rocky to a match with himself. So it was what it was, and I'm pretty sure somewhere during that match Orange Cassidy was like, whoa, this motherfucker is better than I thought. I probably should have kept my mouth shut. Now, it was a really great match, and we also had Trent Beretta, who's ringside, who came out with Orange Cassidy, but he's being super neutral. Like, he's not really cheering for any one of these guys because they're both his best friends. So he's just standing there, and honestly, he's distracting me. Like, how can I watch this match when Trent Beretta is standing ringside? This motherfucker looks so good. Anyway, like somewhere in the middle of the match, we had Orange Cassidy give Rocky a orange punch, and I was like, holy shit, is it gonna be over already? But then Rocky, he's smarter than that. He gets himself away from Orange Cassidy, so there's no pin. But, you know, as always, Orange Cassidy always takes the win, and it was a really great competitive match. Great opener, and Rocky didn't even have time to be upset about losing this match, because here comes Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy. They both give the people what they want and hugs him in the middle of the ring, and all things are good between the best friends. Really great opener. So now we have Tony Schiavone and Chris Statlander backstage, and Tony's asking if everything's okay between her and Willow Nightingale after their Texas street fight on Collision. And Chris Statlander lets us know everything is good between her and her homie Willow, and there's nothing to worry about. But then here comes Stolby Hathaway out of the blue. Don't know where this motherfucker been for the longest. And he comes and say, well, that's not what I heard. I hear Willow's going around telling everybody backstage that it was her who carried that street fight on Collision, and she did all the work, and you pretty much was just, you know, following her or whatever. And Chris is just looking at him like, are you sure? Willow wouldn't say something like that. And he's like, yes, Willow is opening her big fat mouth and telling everyone that she was the one who carried that match. And then he calls Chris Statlander Kristen Statlander, basically tell her to get her shit together and be the Chris Statlander that he know that she is. And I'm just like, what? Where the hell did he come from? Where have you actually been? Aren't you supposed to be the general manager of Ring of Honor? I haven't seen you in months. Honestly, that whole little exchange was a little strange. Now after that, we do have tag team action. We have the Kingdom versus the Hardies. Now, where do I even begin? Obviously, we had Roderick, who's coming out, and he's on the mic, and he's talking shit, and he's asking people in the crowd what their names are, and then calling them stupid or whatever. The whole thing was stupid. Anyway, the match goes on, and honestly, I was happy to see the Hardys. We've been hearing complaints from the Hardys about them not being utilized properly. And I can agree, you know, with them being veterans in the in wrestling period, especially as tag team specialists, I do believe that they probably could help you know, bring the tag team division forward with all their expertise. But for some reason, when it comes to the tag division in both Ring of Honor and AEW, and the trios division in both Ring of Honor and AEW, there's something lacking with both those divisions where it's just really, really strange. And they could be using a team like the Hardys to help elevate things. Now, obviously, the Hardys are definitely not in their prime, but I still do believe that they have a lot to offer still in the business. And for some reason, I don't know, Tony Khan is just not necessarily taking everyone's strengths and using them to their fullest potential. It is what it is. The match at times was a little bit chaotic, and that's what you expect with a team like the Kingdom and Roddy, who is ringside acting a fool as usual. And surprise, surprise, the Kingdom takes the win with a roll-up. I hate roll-ups. I just absolutely cannot stand roll-ups. Roll-ups, squash matches, can't stand them. And Canadian Destroyers. I'm over it. Up next, we had an interview with Renee Paquette and Ruby Soho, and then Angelo Parker comes and interrupts. He tells Renee to ask him what it is that he wants for Christmas. And then she asks him, what do you want for Christmas? And then he says, I want to take Ruby out for a drink. And I was just like, holy shit. Even I was blushing, okay? Then I'm like, wait a minute. I don't drink. He's not asking me. What the fuck am I happy about? Anyway, Ruby, I'm happy for you. And just when you think that, these two lovebirds are just about to ride off in the sunset, here comes Saraya cock blocking. And I'm just like, girl, you're ruining the moment. You can leave. She actually is here to apologize to Ruby about basically saying that, she ain't shit for letting Riho beat her. And then here she goes getting her ass whooped by Riho on Dynamite. So she's just saying sorry. And then she goes, she loves her and that she wants them to be friends and everything to be good between them, even if that means her allowing Ruby to date Angelo Parker. And I'm just like, oh, okay, you allowing this to happen? All right, mom, sure. Now, Ruby's all happy about it. And Ruby and Renee leaves because Saraya says she wants to talk to Angelo. Now, she's talking to Angelo and she's like, look at you piece of shit. That's my bestie. She's mine. And I'm not going to let you take her. And I'm just like, oh, holy shit. Saraya means business. Up next, we had the ladies in action. We had Queen Omata versus Sky Blue. Now, these two are actually real-life besties, and they have a lot of spicy pictures with each other on Instagram. Well, I don't know if I'll say spicy, but a hint of spice with the pictures. They're really, really cool with each other. However, I haven't seen Queen Omata for a long time. Chris Jericho does mention that she had a knee injury. I think the last time I seen her maybe was early this year or late last year. So I guess that explains why we haven't seen her. And also, what really threw this match off for me was that it did feel random, yes. But what really threw it off the most was because Sky Blue has joined forces with Julia on the last Collision. And then it just seems like she was back to being Sky Blue tonight. And I'm just like, less than a week later, what we forgot that we're off to the dark side with Julia Hart. I don't know. Something about that felt a little inconsistent. I didn't really feel like that even happened. It almost felt like, I gotta look online. Did that really happen that she joined Julia or not? Because it just really didn't feel like it. Obviously Sky Blue takes the win. I don't see why Queen Omata wouldn't need to win it, but something about that just felt a little inconsistent for me. And I don't know what it is. Like, if we're gonna be going with a story, we gotta stick with it all the way through. We can't just have one night Sky Blue is one way and then another night she's back to herself. This is not Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of situation. Like, stick with the story, because it's just inconsistent at this point. Anyway, we had a amazing A++ main event. We had El Hijo de Vikingo versus Black Taurus. This was so good. Yes, they had a match last Friday at the Final Battle pay-per-view. That was great, but I actually think that this second time was even better. And this is what I like about rematches. When there is a rematch, it has to be better than the first. And that's just what it has to be. There's no reason why people want to see you guys go again, especially a week apart, and it's not better than the first time. And I absolutely believe it was better than the first time. And you know what? Aside from the match that El Hijo de Vikingo had with Kenny Omega, Black Taurus is the only person that I've actually seen him in the ring with and actually felt like this motherfucker could lose, Every time El Hijo de Vikingo is in a match, he always looks great. He always looks on top. But this time, Black Taurus was just like, bitch, I lost my opportunity to win the title last week. This time, I'm taking it from you. And I really, really felt that this time. And I'm just like, wow, he was really dominating him at certain points of this match, where it was like, you know what, bro, if you win this, like, you deserve it, And I actually enjoy them. Now, neither of these guys are signed with AEW Ring of Honor. And I'm just like, I get it. They're all on different promotions and whatnot. And I'm glad that we get a chance to see these guys at some point. El Hijo de Vikingo, we see him almost every week. And yeah, he's with AAA or whatever, but it's great to have guys like him and Commander around in AEW, definitely helping when it comes to giving some really great quality matches. And this one right here is probably one of the best matches that we've seen on Rampage. And I said that last week too. El Hijo de Vikingo was in another match, a trios match, where that match was one of the best matches on Rampage too. So El Hijo de Vikingo can come on Rampage every fucking week at this point. If that's what's going to bring some people to watch the show, cool with me. Really great main event. I'm actually going to watch that match again. Like, I was literally at the edge of my couch just screaming at the TV like I usually do. But this time I really felt really into it because I was super entertained and honestly kind of thought that there's actually a chance the AAA title could definitely change hands, but El Hijo de Vikingo obviously retains. Great match. So I do see that they did post most of the match on YouTube. So if you missed the episode, I wouldn't necessarily say watch everything, but the opener was really great. And the main event was great too. So if you didn't see it, go ahead and check it out. You guys, I will be back tomorrow with Collision and also a review on the movie The Iron Claw. We got some things to talk about.